I don't like
Women's lacrosse head coach Ashley Delaney, Sadie Chappuis, and Sophia Astone. Coach, been a couple of weeks since we've had you. If you can kind of give us a recap of the last few games, the team on a good winning streak here.
Yes, we're 3-0 in the RMAC. We beat Regis, UCCS, and Westminster. We got some games coming up. They were good wins for us. About time we got rolling. But one game at a time.
Sophie, you've been with the program for a little while. Going back a little bit, how big was that win over Regis? Kind of a historic win for the program and getting on the road.
Yeah, it was a huge accomplishment. It's something that we strive for every year, and we got it done freshman year, not quite last year, and we were able to get it done again this year. And I hope for at least 2 more wins against them this season so that we can show them that we are the better team at the end of the day.
Sadie had a couple of home games down on our first home win on Saturday. Kind of how nice was that to get a win on the home turf? Your first as a collegiate player.
Mm-hmm. It was great. Honestly, the team atmosphere was amazing coming off the win from Regis, and we just wanted to keep rolling with the RMAC wins, and I think we'll continue doing that.
Coach, this week, Fort Lewis on Sunday. Before that, CSU Pueblo. What do you know about them, and what's kind of the goals to work on to extend the winning streak?
They're both good teams. You never know. In the game of lacrosse, it's a high-scoring game, so anything can happen. I think that they got both teams have a couple good players that we have a plan to kind of put matchups on and then just go from there. At the end of the day, we're just focusing on us and what we need to do. How can we get better every game? That stands true for this weekend, no matter what. So main focus is on us and getting the job done for ourselves and improving the things that we've been working on in practice all week. And then we kind of go from there.
So for all of you, you obviously handled the Atta girls after beating Regis, but as a coach and then as players, how do you make sure you just build on that and don't let that get you carried away?
So I think somebody asked me, I forget who, if I was worried about the victory hangover, quote unquote, and I was, but I think we've talked a lot about this year, just choosing to do the hard things. And then in turn, that will make us become hard and the hard team to beat. So it's never going to be easy. I think people asked me after the win on Friday night for Regis, they were like, that's a great win. And I said, yeah, real test is Sunday. And they were like, what? Can you enjoy it? I'm like, I am enjoying it, but we got to stay focused and we got to keep going because all the work we've been putting in, if we dropped the game on Sunday or if we dropped the game this past Saturday, like, does it matter? Like those big wins at the end of the day when we're shooting for an RMAC championship, I think we're trying to, not to quote Jalen Hurts, but keep the main thing, and just focus on really just ourselves. And we know that each week we have a focus in practice and what we want to do and what we want to do in those games on the weekends. And we've been doing that. So we just have to keep going. I mean, you guys can kind of speak for yourselves, but I feel like we are all on the same page, and that's been really great for me as a coach.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think we all really believe in the talent that we have on the team, and we all know that, like, we have put in the work thanks to coach, like, telling us every week, like, we've put in the work, we've done the hard things, and now we just have to show up on game day. And I think the cool thing about, like, the game is anything can happen, and so those games that maybe aren't as challenging, anything can happen, and so we have to show up in order to get the job done.
They hit it on the head. I don't have anything to add.
Now, Coach, talking about, keeping the main thing, how do you let yourself enjoy some of those little victories or even big victories still while maintaining that focus?
I still enjoy them. I don't want people thinking that I'm this, like, miserable witch who doesn't enjoy the wins. I absolutely enjoy them. The team celebrated on the bus. They were dancing and singing, and I jumped in with them. We still celebrate those accomplishments. Absolutely. I think the player of the weeks help, and then us just grinding in practices helps. I think this year we're having fun just winning and knowing that we've put in the work. So, I mean, I enjoy the wins, but my job is to keep going and to get them to keep going. So I always say, like, it's not about me. It's really not about me. It's about them. And as long as they're happy and having fun, that's when we see the success. And I think they're truly having fun this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
And then Sadie, for you as a freshman, how did some of these other girls on the team explain to you the gravity of that win while also keeping you focused in your young career?
I mean, I definitely knew coming in that like Regis was the team to beat for us. And obviously, like I wanted to make my mark on the program. Like Sophie, they beat them freshman year. So I was like, okay, it's my turn to beat them freshman year. But it definitely was a little bit hard to like keep your head in the game while being in like the competitive mindset. But I think like leaders like Turk and like Sydney on the defensive end have really helped me to focus on us, like Coach T has said, like focus on us and the wins and the success will come.
Sophie, for you, you've had some great offensive players around you. You know, you're playing great as well. But how nice is it to know you have people out there who can put up so many goals in such quick order?
Yeah, it's good to know that like we can like rely on them, and when times like we talk about how the game like ebbs and flows and the tides can kind of turn at whatever point, and so we just know that we can rely on those girls when like the tides are starting to turn to get the job done and put the ball in the back of the net. And I think having like experienced upperclassmen in like mostly getting that role, I think has really helped because they have experience and just the chemistry is really there.
In these 3 wins, you've been able to get out to good sized leads and kind of ride that to the victory. How important is that? And is there kind of that a little extra, we got to get things going in the first quarter or two?
We've always tried to put together a complete game. I think in the beginning of the season, it was like we would play well here, drop here, or have scoreless quarters. So now we've kind of finally found our groove. It always helps having a good lead off the start. We know that we can play fast. We know we have the draw team to do it and to get possession. So that's been a really key focus: win the draw, win possession, put the ball in the back of the net. Because then if they score, it's okay. Because if you know that we have the confidence that we'll score 2 more and keep that lead and build that lead, that's kind of what we've been going on. Like, they can score all they want, but guess what? We're going to score 2 and we're going to capitalize on your mistakes. So that's kind of been our motto. I think just like the confidence of knowing that we can get an early lead, we can play fast, we have the talent to do so. So that's kind of where we've been at. And in these games too, we've been mixing in a couple other people as well to get them experience. And I think that's kind of helped us in the past too. But more than ever, because we're able to get the leads, other people have been getting experience. That's going to be crucial down the road. So
I completely agree with everything.
sorry, I'm
Yeah.
stealing all your thunder.
Nope,
today.
that's good.
Usually I feel like I don't know what to say.
We talked earlier, I think it was after the Missouri trip before Florida. How much of those long road trips, the team bonding, how much has that kind of led into the success, do you think? And now kind of follow-up question to that of having so many home games, I think 5 out of 6 in a row. Is that kind of, we knew this part of the season was coming and it wasn't panic time early on?
I think so. I mentioned in the past, maybe here or on the radio or whoever's asked me, despite the losses, we were still in a really good spot because we were learning something about ourselves every single game. We knew exactly what we needed to fix. We knew exactly the adjustments we needed to make. I think as a coach, if you're kind of like at a loss where you don't know what to do, that's a problem. But we always knew what we needed to do. And I think we proved ourselves having those crucial losses and then beating Regis by that margin, and just it being a dominant win and then carrying over to Sunday and then Saturday. And then now I think the team bonding definitely has helped. I think sometimes people forget that you bond in all of those losses and the hard work and you guys are laying it out on the field, but that still speaks volumes of you're still laying it on the line for your teammates. I mean, they can speak more to the actual team bonding stuff because I'm not part of that. But
yeah, I think we just all spent a really good amount of time together in Florida. We had like a house Olympics and just a lot of fun things despite the losses. Like she said, like knowing that we can stay together through those tough times and still find the joy just of having fun and being together, I think is huge for our chemistry. And that has definitely developed here in the early season. And I think it will definitely carry us through this RMAC play at home.
I also think like with the losses throughout the games and like practices that we also have on the trips, we do learn a lot about how we can improve on the field specifically. And I think like although the losses do suck in the moment, like they kind of have paid off. Obviously, like we discovered a lot of things that we worked on, and then it paid off while we beat Regis and throughout the RMAC so far.
All right, question of the week. Best question.
Yeah, what is
Uh,
Dylan always chimes in with the questions of the week.
this week's question, still kind of related to sports, but a little bit different. What's your weirdest pregame superstition?
Ooh.
I do. Well, when I played back in the day, I ate 2 Reese's peanut butter cups and an orange Gatorade before every game. Like I didn't miss a game. I don't know why, but that's
That's
what
funny.
I don't know if that's weird, but I think it's weird.
Mm,
What about you guys?
I don't even know. I mean, like I have the basic like right cleat before left cleat. I don't really have that many superstitions. I'm not very superstitious, honestly.
Which is, we don't want them to be superstitious. We want them to display. But go ahead. What are yours?
I would probably say just having a Red Bull before every game.
Oh yeah, I have an energy drink.
Definitely that energy is essential. Also, getting my hair braided. I feel like that's something that I didn't really develop until I was here, but now that I'm here, we all get our hair braided before the game, and it's a fun team bonding. But also, like, if my hair's not braided, uh-oh.
That's a good one, Dylan.
Oh, thank you. And good luck this weekend.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.